Hi ladies, welcome to Weekend Madness. This is technically part 2 of the second episode because if you watched yesterday's video, you would have known I got the wrong foundation when I went to buy the Tom Ford foundation. So today, first thing in the morning, I went there and I slammed it. No, I didn't slam the table, but I asked nicely and I got an exchange to the correct foundation. So this is the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation in SPF 15, part of my weekend madness where I purchased a lot of Tom Ford products. So this is the one in the nice glass square bottle. This is in the color 03 Fawn because I kind of like my foundation a little bit lighter, which I realized after a while that I don't enjoy wearing a foundation that is exactly my skin tone. I don't know why that is, but somehow it just works. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to show you. I have nothing on my face right now, so I'm just going to put a bit of toner, just so it's not so bad. Anyway, this foundation it costs quite a lot. It costs like 125 Sing dollars. So but the thing about it is that it's supposed to be really lightweight. It is very thin, but it's still quite moisturizing and things like that. So it comes in a nice pump once you take that off, and I'm just going to put some. I'm just putting 2 pumps of it on the back of my hand, and I'm using a relatively dirty expert face brush from Real Techniques. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like. It is very watery and it spreads really nicely. I've noticed that, well, I mean, I am aging slowly, so I have noticed that around my nose, the skin does become sort of dry at times. And sometimes foundation that are really matte don't fit as nicely on there anymore. So kind of now I prefer something that's a little bit more moisturizing, a little bit more dewy than in the past, where I'll prefer something that's more matte. So I'm just going to buff it. Make sure that everything is nicely buffed in. It actually goes on really nicely. I think with a brush, it is quite alright. I don't see any streaking happening. And you'll notice the finish is quite dewy, but does not feel oily. I kind of like the way it feels quite moisturizing. So you do see that shine on there. The coverage is sheer, buildable to medium. It is kind of light for me, but because I like my foundations light, because I don't know, somehow my face looks better light. So you can actually build another layer. So I'm going to just put one more pump here and try and build another layer on it, just to show you how that might look. It doesn't have any strong smell. It has this faint sort of, I don't know how to describe this, but it's just a faint smell. Doesn't really affect anything. Not very prominent. Okay. Should take a little bit more. Dab it around some places. Okay, so this is with one more layer. I must say that this foundation it does can look streaky if you are not using a good brush or you're not buffing it enough. So I definitely would recommend using a brush or at least some kind of a beauty blender like kind of sponge. But the finish it gives is really very nice, dewy and luminous. Yeah, I can see some streaks there, so I'm going to just buff that. Okay, I think this definitely needs some setting, so I'm going to put on this setting powder from makeup store, which is the Wonder Powder, just to see what's the finish you can get with some powder on it, because I think likely people are not going to just wear this on its own. They're going to like powder and set it. So just putting some powder on this. Especially down T-zone, around the eyes. Okay, so I've buffed in some foundation, and you'll see that that the finish has met down a little bit, but it still keeps the nice dewy look, which is something I kind of like, because I feel that it looks youthful. It does not look like I've kicked on a lot of makeup, that sort of thing. So I'm actually quite happy with this. Longevity wise, I still will need to see that, but at the moment it feels comfortable. It doesn't feel greasy. It looks luminous, kind of looks a little bit shiny, but I'm kind of okay with that after setting it with some powder. What The only complaint I have might just be how it feels to the touch, but generally I try not to touch my face if I have makeup on, so this is still okay. And last of all, yes, do take note of when you are actually putting this on. It requires something like a sponge or a good brush and a lot of buffing to kind of make it a little bit less streaky. If not, it might tend to be streaky. Definitely for me, I wouldn't go and put this like very thickly on my face, because the whole point of having this is really have a very sheer light skin kind of look to it. So I'm actually okay with just like having a thin layer of this on my face. So all in all, that's all I have for you today. I think definitely I don't regret going back and changing back to this foundation, which is what I want. Yeah, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll see you again next week. Bye.